Silence. A word so simple, yet powerful enough to shift worlds. In a world filled with constant noise, where everyone's talking but few are truly heard, silence becomes a weapon, a shield, a message. It's in those quiet moments that true strength reveals itself. The kind of strength that doesn't need validation, doesn't seek attention, and never begs for understanding. Silence speaks louder than anything else. There's a reason why the wise often sit in silence. It's not weakness, it's not surrender. Silence is power reserved. It's saying, I don't need to convince you of anything because I am at peace with who I am. It's when we let go of the need to respond, to justify, or to explain that we tap into a different level of strength. Silence says, I'm in control, not of you, but of me. There's something profound about a person who chooses to remain silent in a world that constantly pressures them to speak. Because that silence, it demands respect. It doesn't scream, it doesn't argue, it doesn't retaliate. It just is. A silent person is saying, I don't need to play by your rules. I don't need to lower myself to the level of noise. It's the calm in the storm that terrifies those who cannot control it. Silence is misunderstood as empty, but it's far from empty. It's filled with patience, with restraint, with resilience. It's filled with all the words that could be said, but don't need to be. When words are no longer needed, that's when you know you've evolved. You no longer need to prove, no longer need to explain, no longer need to seek acceptance. Silence, my friend, becomes your greatest ally. They'll try to provoke you. They'll try to push you to react. Because your silence is a mirror. It reflects their insecurities, their need for validation. And in that silence, you have the upper hand. You're not playing their game. You're not engaging in their noise. You're moving in a way they cannot understand because they've never known the power of silence. When you understand the power of silence, you no longer seek validation from others. You realize that true strength doesn't need to shout. True power doesn't need to explain. It's in your silence that you find the freedom to walk your own path. Free from the chains of others' opinions, others' judgments, others' expectations, because you're no longer bound by the need to be understood. They say actions speak louder than words, but I tell you this, silence speaks louder than both. In that silence, your purpose, your intent, your resilience, all of it is laid bare, and those who see it will understand its depth without a single word. It's not about winning or losing. It's about owning who you are without needing anyone else's approval. So the next time they try to pull you into their chaos, remember, your silence is your strength. It's not an absence of words. It's the presence of wisdom. When you stop responding to those who want your reaction, that's when you truly own your power. Let them wonder, let them question, let them talk. Your silence, it's the loudest message of all, because you know who you are, and no one else has the power to define that for you. In the end, silence is the most powerful statement you'll ever make. It doesn't need an audience. It doesn't need applause. It just is. And that, my friend, is enough.